Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the next episode of Terra Invicta. As you can see, our ship here, the David, is heading off to one of the asteroids to go scout. It's our first time we've sent a ship out. The Intrepid crew, I believe we can actually see the crew numbers total. If we go to ship design, we look at the Romeo. Looks like we can't. Let me look at design ship classes. It doesn't say the actual crew sizes, but anyway. We're going to be sending those off. Those are going to be exploring for us. We've also completed one of our own ships. I've been looking at some of the alien vessels, if we look at show fleets. So, if we look at some of these alien vessels, the lowest strength possible is about 105, okay? So, that is how much strength we're going to need. We have 18.6 with our military ship. We're going to need a strength of 105. So, my goal is we're going to research into as much as possible military technologies. So in that regard, I'm going to order for Copperhead missiles to be researched immediately. And then once we get Devolved Space Command, I also want to go for patrol vessels, actually. We're going to go for patrol vessels, and we're going to go for Copperhead missiles, and those are going to be our two priorities. And we'll get those around the same time. With the purpose, of course, will be to build some kind of vessel that can actually shoot down one of these ships. So Victor 13, for example, or can shoot down Victor 6 over here. We need a decent amount of strength, and they've got much better engines than we do. And so it's going to take a lot of effort from our side. In terms of the global situation, United States is still being somewhat contested, but the Protectorate do have control over that. We have control over Russia. We have control over the entire European Union, which is majority of European countries at this point. India is under the control of the initiative. We have a bunch of different things going on here. Humanity First is in control of North Korea and Israel, and then Japan's in control of the Academy. The servants have kind of been beaten out of various areas. If we look here, they're mainly focusing in Argentina, Chile, Peru, all these kind of Colombian and South American destinations in the Western Hemisphere, away from where we are, but most importantly, they don't have access to nuclear weapons. Now, ideally, I'd like to get a Protectorate away from those nuclear weapons. However, that's going to be a bit difficult. Before we continue, if you do enjoy the series, if you do enjoy Terra Invicta, please don't like, comment, subscribe. It really does help me out. So, what is the progress with Germany right now? Let's have a look. So, Germany, we need to alliance with you. We need to unify. We need to wait until the 24th of October this year, and then we can unify Germany up. With you guys to get you into the EU, what are we waiting on? 140 days. Okay, we need to wait or the 18th of June, we can get you into the EU again. And then for Sweden, how long are we waiting to get you into the EU? That is going to be Federation 95 days. We're going to wait 95 days, so 3 more months, and then we'll be able to get Sweden to the EU. And then we also need to work on Greece, which we should have claim towards, if I know. Yeah, we do. We'll need to work on Greece. I'm thinking they might just invade Greece and seize the government with our military. Finish up the rest of these different factions in that regard. But no, let's start going along here. We are currently in the process of building up some ships. We are building another David-class gunship on the way. We're going to try and build as many of those as possible. We have a new project of Viper missiles. What do those do that the Copperhead missiles don't? Viper missile. Long-range missile carrying a fragmentation warhead. Okay. So 38.8 tons. They fire a salvo of 2 shots. The Copperhead missiles fire 2 shots as well. You do 30.7 damage. You do 44.9. So these are just better, no? 38. Yeah, these are just better missiles. So go for the Vipers instead. There's no reason to go for the Copperheads if we've got the Viper missiles. I'd much rather go for them. Okay, and we are also getting a lot more resources. Federation with Finland is definitely something we could accomplish, though we'd have to obviously get the public support up. But I don't want to do that if the Humanity First guys are in control of that. Something that I have been wanting to do is look at the situation where potentially we could get a we could get an alliance. So with humanity first, I wouldn't consider, if we can push them out of Greece, I might consider that. Push them out of Greece and Finland. They can have the Middle East, I don't care. Okay, we just murdered some aliens in Kharkiv. And again, we are building up those volatiles and trying to get as many resources as possible. And we can actually have a look at that, see what we can build up. So if we go to resistance, we have this space station in orbit at the moment. We have this station, which is we're currently waiting on getting these construction modules, which will help. But we also need those fission piles, which will be done in December. So that'll be a bit of a wait before we can get anything going with that. Over here, we have fission pile, but we're also building shipyard, or we're decommissioning those shipyards. What I'm going to build, I think, we can build solar arrays, construction modules. We're going to build a construction module here. Then we're going to start building some tier 1 modules. We can start building some tier 1 modules, but I think... Xenology lab? What kind of research science are we waiting on? We've got a good xenology. Military science, again, is still something that we're lacking. So I'm going to start building military science labs. That'll be 5 each, 10. So we'll build another fission pile. And then we'll also build another military science lab. Another military science lab. And then we will also build another fission pile. We're going to need better fission piles, I think. But yeah, that will hopefully get us an improvement there. That will get us military science research, which we're going to be going into heavily. We do have our xenology labs over here, which are giving us great benefit to xenology. If we go over to this base, we have our mining complex. We're going to upgrade this to a settlement core. There we go, so we can get better mining. And then I'm also going to hold that off for now. Vercingetorix is where we're building our military science labs up. We have 17 power. That'll be 10, 15, 20, and then that'll have enough. So we will put the last military science lab on you. And then we'll consider launching more outposts, because if we just mass launch outposts, that would be really, really good for us. Mission control is also something we're probably going to want to get over, so there's a little bit of dedication to that. But we're trying to get Unity up at the moment. There's the Academy sweeping into Sweden right now, which is not great, but there's not much I can do about that. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to have you, first off, defend our interests in Germany, please. I want you to I want someone else to contact. Professor. Contact someone else. Those are the servants. I need to find myself a humanity first operative or a initiative operative. Because I wouldn't mind doing okay with the initiative. It wouldn't be too bad of a situation if we go over, find me you.
Reporting in.
Investigate counselor. Do we have any detections of counselors nearby? So we know of these two counselors. We know of the academy. They're currently working over here. I'm looking for other ones. Looks like there's not really any that I can find. So we'll hold off for now. But if we do find one, we will make use of it. The academy is coming into there. Okay. Public support, national policy. National policy, set that in Russia, please. And then with the rest of you, focus on stabilizing the EU.
Where to?
Stabilize.
Acknowledged.
Keep stabilizing. And then we're going to consider this potential invasion of Greece as the next option. Let me do... Yeah, stabilize Russia.
Restoring order.
How much control point cost will that require me? 6.8, that's not that much. I definitely want to consider that. We'll wait for now anyway. And I'll move the forces to the border first before we do anything. We do have good public support in most of the other European countries. What I am going to do then is I'm going to order this division to deploy army to go to Zagreb. Yeah, go to Zagreb. You deploy army. Belgrade, go to Belgrade. You deploy army, go to Belgrade. And we will launch the attack into Greece and seize Greece fully without having to do anything else. Because I'd rather just seize Greece and get a war on. That'll get cohesion up, which is what I want. Okay, we're getting public support up. Cobra Missiles. New project missile. Terra Torpedoes. Bunch of different researches we can now get. Terra Torpedoes. Decent, better damage. An explosive warhead. And then what is the other one? Cobra Missiles. These fire more salvos. So they do fire more salvos. We have to stick with one kind of actual missile research first. We also now obviously getting patrol vessels. Regime change in Senegambia.
Order is returning.
We've returned order to
Mission
Europe.
cancelled.
We are winning their hearts and minds.
Okay. Okay, we're just going to be waiting on these then. Project available Artemis Torpedo. Bloody hell, a lot of different weapon systems we're getting access to be able to research. Let me have a look at those Artemis Torpedoes. Oh, that's a big, big amount of damage. But that is just a torpedo, right? Yeah, that'd be a longer range weapon
Mission
system.
complete.
Unification with Kazakhstan. There we go. We've unified with Kazakhstan, which has gotten our cap down. Which is very nice, which means we can probably launch that invasion of Greece next, or begin unifying some other territories. Either way, we now have Russia under full control here. We might want to start looking at doing wars in Uzbekistan and also in Turkmenistan and all these other little states, because then we can take them over and unify them. So that's what I will probably look at doing next. So let's go to relations, rivals. Who do we have in control? Okay, they're now rivals. Over here, we're going to rival. Greece. Confirm. And then we'll also consider going into Finland. I believe that there's claim. Yeah, we have claims for the European Union into Finland, but it's not defended, so we might just take over that soft power. There's a nice launch facility right there. We also have some decent Athens Space Center. Yeah, there's an Athens Space Center there. Turkey's also a big one if we can take that over. Okay. How are our fleets currently doing right now? Show all fleets. Turn it off. Transferring, you'll arrive on the 3rd of July. And you're surveying. That's your mission. Army completes deployment in the Zagreb region. Move to Belgrade. Okay, so what should we do next? We're going to set a national policy in Russia.
On my way to the capital.
I'm going to set national policy in Europe.
Heading to the capital.
I'm going to have a look at potentially getting some increasing unrest over here. They have managed to improve the situation, but if we can get some public support in America, Canada's probably more likely. The problem is, yeah, persuasion. Okay, well, you're more good at espionage, so can't really increase unrest.
Standing by for orders.
What about you? Can you increase unrest in the country? You could. What would be needed for a popular coup? A lot would be needed. We probably would have to go after Canada first. Canada, it does seem like a big one that they're currently controlling. Purging is not really going to work. I think coup d'etat is probably going to be best. 22.9 is possible. Let's increase unrest in Canada.
People will rise.
Let us then boost up public support in Canada.
Reporting in.
And continue to do so. Public campaign.
We must persuade the people.
Boost as much public support in Canada, and when we use that when we can. Do we have any other organizations we can get? Romulus Technologies, give us one of those. Mining output. I do like mining output increases. The NSA is right there. If we gain control of the NSA. From the United States. Barcelona, European Union. Yeah, we don't have anyone available for that, so we're just going to have to wait. But no, we're gonna see what we can do with Canada. Make sure that they don't have that. We got our armies now in position, or coming into position. From the shores of Bucharest, an eerie glow. Experience shipments of venturing without trace. Dispatch a full naval task force. Deploy the local Coast Guard. Attach in full naval task force. Good. First Division has arrived in Belgrade. We should get the national mission here soon, but there is our armies going in. Gonna hopefully get us above this. Okay, Viper missiles done. Ham module on Barbarossa base. We also complete the outpost mining module. Let me go over then to solid core fusion reactor. I need something that can increase the amount of power needed. Fission reactor array. Yeah, that's what we need. And we'll go into full into patrol vessels next. Okay, the army should be moving in now. And then we'll take over Greece.
We have moved the needle.
Okay, if we keep increasing unrest in Canada, we may be able to start doing some stuff.
Policy direction complete.
Federation with the Belarusian Federation, not able to, but we can declare war on Uzbekistan.
Cleaning things up.
There we go, and I'm going to order our forces to move to there. We're going to order you to move, no, deploy army. Rostov on Don, move down. We should also have an army over here. We're going to have you airlift and left home. And we should have any. Do we have any other armies available? We have the 5th Guards Tank Army. We will deploy you to China, get you moved up. And then we also have the Polish army, which we don't really need to make any use of right now. Okay, we got those armies on the way. And then we should start the invasion over here. Federation with Finland. No, we can't do that. We're going to declare war on Greece. We'll let Poland join. We've declared war on Greece. And that should increase our cohesion, which it has. Very good. And now we're going to just deploy the armies right in. Keep moving in right there. War. The United States and the Protectorate has declared war on Greece. Pulsar drives. Okay, that seems very good. If we can get those might be super useful. Sweden. Let me have a look at that technology, actually. Pulsar drive. Pulsar drive. It's a decent amount of exhaust velocity. We might look at definitely doing that. We'll see. Okay, come on, get in there. Ship launched. So that is a David-class gunship. That's another one launched. And then we should be able to hopefully afford another one. Add 2Q, add 2Q. We will keep building those. David-class gunship, 45 days. We have to wait for resources to actually get there, which we don't have enough of, but we do have enough resources to keep building those ships. Alright, we're going to be entering into Greece here now. Defend our interests in Europe.
Securing our control.
At your service.
Stabilize the country.
Make things safe.
What's the up?
Increase unrest in Canada.
Bring it all down.
Keep building
At
up
your
public
service.
support.
Where to?
Yeah, keep building
I
public
will
support.
try to
Good.
sway the public.
How's our fleets coming along? You'll be arriving in Eros on July 3rd. Romeo 4 is Dr. Sunsea's station. No. Oh, I don't want those. No. Bad. Ship construction. Stop. I want Orpheus class escort. I want these guys. 68 days remaining. Okay, build that, please, for me. Okay, we'll get you on dock then. Let me go to you. Go to you. On dock. We'll transfer. Yeah, transfer to this place. Go survey. We're sending a bunch of ships out, and we can actually see them there. Romeo 3, Romeo 2. Heading all the way around here. That's going to slingshot around the sun. There's going to head all the way over to this asteroid over here, I guess. And, yeah, confirm assignments, and let's just keep going. We should get patrol vessels up here shortly, so we can look at maybe designing a next thing. Last construction of following ship equipment, 12-inch cannon, frigate, monitor, destroyers. Okay. Better torpedoes, potentially. We're still Warsaw Pact. The West African community. Copperhead missiles, Artemis torpedoes. Those torpedoes are definitely resonating with me. I do like torpedoes. But I'm going to go for that pulsar drive first, because that seems to be of a big benefit. We're going to need to really get up our energy research, I think. We are at capacity at the moment. So we'll have to wait, of course. Okay, we have arrived near the AO. We're now going to order deployment of the army into the territory. Move more of our armies over. And these are information age, so they should be okay. Jeanbart base. They can do the remote tour. Invite 4-star generals. Yeah, we don't have any significant anything else. I do know that we are getting the militarization of space, which should be a big deal. Anaconda Missiles. What do those do? Let me have a look. Anaconda. 12.5 damage, 3, 5G acceleration, 80%, focus fire. Okay, a small anti-ship missile.
Violence is abating.
Okay, we're going into Uzbekistan now. Have module just complete at Mars. I mean, yeah, you need to actually, like, power. We need to wait for the hab to actually be done first. Waiting for you to be done. You are now mining. You are mining. Good. Now getting a lot more resources in. Shipyard is sitting there. That's fine. Tier 2. We're waiting on these fission powers to be done before we can power everything else.
Public sentiment is increasingly with us.
Okay, we are now in the area. Let's start deploying the army in. Move the army over, and I don't like that you have to do this one at a time. Okay, well, we're starting the battle to occupy Uzbekistan at the moment. They have a 3.2, so we should be able to do pretty good here. Okay, we are now starting to go into Greece. How much are complete? It's ING Bake. That's a settlement mining complex. That is a settlement mining complex complete. A bunch of settlement mining complexes complete. That's a big deal. That should really increase what we need. Rattler Missiles. What do those do? Give me the information. Getting tons of new missiles here. Rattler Missiles. They fire 3 every 5 seconds. Small with fragmentation warhead. 50% damage to armor. 7.5 Gs. Very fast missiles, it seems. So those are like overwhelming. That would be like overwhelming a point defense system. Okay, well, we're starting the war in Greece at the moment. Okay, they've arrived. They're going to start beginning the occupation of the tank army here. We did manage to get up to the information age, so we do have now better technology available. Now, the Greece apparently has a better army than us, which is not great. But we now are beginning the occupation over here. We're going to keep sending in forces to occupy Uzbekistan. And we do have the Americans coming in and occupying Syria right now, so a lot of wars going on. Fission platform kit project. If I target one of their habs,
Standing by for orders.
I mean, I don't think you can sabotage the project right now, so no. Okay, purging, no. Keep building up popular support.
Making our case.
Keep building up unrest.
Reporting in. Standing by.
National cohesion. National population. Oh, that's not the
Your
person I
orders.
wanted. Increase unrest in the
We will
country.
bring it down.
Keep
Ready
public
for orders.
campaigning.
Your orders?
And then
Making
you...
our case.
Standing by.
Can't really do much with you, to be honest. Investigate. Can we investigate a counselor? I would like to find some other counselor. That counselor. Let's have a look. It might be Project Exeter, so maybe we can get a treaty with them. No. Have you advised European Union? European Union is growing quite significantly. In terms of relations, we should be going up to relations shortly. Germany, Federation, Unification, 24th of October. With Poland waiting 85 days, and we didn't be able to get Sweden because Sweden has switched control. We are improving the EU, though, a lot. Haunted Forest, dispatch expeditions. Okay, it wasn't the worst. They only do one abduction. I'm not sure how the aliens work exactly. New project. Germany gains a claim on the following regions: Copenhagen, Prague, Amsterdam, Vienna. Well, we don't need to worry about that because we are... we have the European Union. We don't need to actually worry about getting any like supernation or anything like that. We did just finish up a habit, looks like. Yes, we did. We can't get a settlement core upgrade at the moment. We're gonna have to wait on that. I need to get mission control, honestly. We're gonna reduce unity. I'm going to try and reduce boost capacity as well, because we don't really need boost capacity at the moment. I'm going to focus on... mission control. I'm going to try and get mission control up to 10%. There we go. Army deployment has arrived in this region. Yeah, we are taking some serious casualties now, but you're going to be moving in. Once you moved in, we'll move them out. I'm going to start taking you out of here. Deploy. Leave. And we're currently 12% occupied, so we're still fighting pretty heavily. In terms of this territory, we are winning slowly, but surely 35% occupied.
Long live the revolution!
Okay, that army's arrived in Athens. We're going to deploy the army back to Budapest now, because we do have that. Militarization of space. That will give us eventually a lot more research into a lot of different areas.
Public opinion is moving in our direction.
Like build marines and other cool things. 21% of the population have supports in Canada. 22% occupied. Now let's get the Polish army down here. We're going to need them, honestly. Deploy army to Bratislava. We'll get that Polish army down here. Poland does have an information age level army, and we nearly fully occupied Uzbekistan here, just a little bit longer. Regime change in Syria. And regime change in Uzbekistan. Well, actually, it's just come under our full control there, which is fantastic. So we're going to keep doing that. We've conquered them. Looks like we've made that part of the Federation, which is really, really good. We'll go for... do we have claims on any of these regions? We have claims on Turkmenistan. We have claims on Azerbaijan. Azerbaijan does have some mission control stuff. We also have some boost capacity here. Mongolia also has some boost capacity. Okay, we're going to go into Azerbaijan, I think, next. Relations, rivals. Per Exodus, Azerbaijan. Bring those down to normal relations. And then we're going to bring that down to rival. And then we'll do an invasion of Azerbaijan next. But no, that did just gain us all of Turkmenistan, which is really nice. Growing Russia's economy, growing our economy. Horizon Group. Is that someone I actually want, though? Oh, maybe we do. Horizon, plus 15 to energy research. Oh, that's pretty big. Let's take out some of these. Morpheus Global. And then also, yeah, Morpheus Global. Ah, okay. Centaurus Foundation, let's bring you out. And then this mining group, we can also bring you out as well. And we'll buy the Horizon Research Group, which will provide us with more science, but most importantly, 15% energy research. That's a big energy research, boy. Okay, we're going to be moving that army out. We are taking some pretty heavy losses in Greece at the moment, trying to occupy the territories. No, don't confirm assignments. Defend interest, public campaign, coup d'etat. Oh, it's a Project Exodus person. Okay.
Standing by.
Can you assassinate him? I don't like him sniffing. Well, that's, yeah, Project sniff him out. Keep building up campaign, and then we also want to investigate this counselor that's just milling around.
Standing by.
You can keep stabilizing the nation.
Restore peace to this nation.
At your service.
Where to?
10% chance to actually investigate. Because of local control points. Okay, keep building up public policy there. Actually, no, I need people to do national policy.
Time to make our move.
Ready for my mission.
Yeah, national policies first, and then public campaign in
I will tell
Canada.
a story.
What is the situation again going on with Germany? We need to really wait for this German situation. 24th of October, so a few more months until we can get that. Alright, we're continuing the war over here. I need to actually move the armies properly over to where they should be. So I'm going to order the armies to move. Deploy armies. Almaty. Nur Sultan. Yeah, move to Nur Sultan, and then you can move over.
They won't be causing us any more problems.
Wow, really? We've got 30% chance we killed them. Yep, there we go. Got them out of Germany, because I don't like that. They're now building back up in Belgrade. Again, we're going to try and move the Polish forces down here. They've arrived in the Belgrade region. They should hopefully then build back up, and then we can send them back into Greece. And then we'll go into Azerbaijan. Azerbaijan shouldn't have too good of an army.
To our side.
So we should have a fairly easy time doing that. We did just get our first 8th Guards army moved over.
Moved the needle.
We're going to keep trying to priority build up an army, actually. Keep building army. Don't focus on boost. Don't focus on funding. Don't focus on spoils. Focus on military and the army. And I'm going to turn knowledge down. Well, no, knowledge is important because we need to get that for other stuff. The economy is not important, though. At least not that much important. So we will get that down, and I'm also going to try and boost up the military as much as we can. Because I'd like Russia to be our military producer. I'd like the EU to be our research and kind of like other more technical aspect stuff. But they do have obviously worse tech. Fission platform kit.
Mission complete.
Declare war on Armenia. Bangladesh, Georgia. We can declare war on Georgia, Uruguay, Bangladesh, Armenia. Can we not declare war on Azerbaijan? Relations, manage. Yes, we can't. Okay, well, we can declare war on Greece. We'll declare war on Georgia. Georgia, we can get to the EU, so no. Myanmar, Uruguay, Armenia. Okay, halt then. I don't want to do anything. Take no action. Repeat mission. We should be able to declare war on Armenia, I would imagine so. Project Exodus. Azerbaijan. We are now rival with them. Oh, it's because we're in wars? We're at war with Japan, excuse me? Apparently there's a war in Japan at the moment. Yeah, well, we complete the army. At least it'll give us some time to actually move the armies over and get them rested and ready to go. And then we can walk into that state and take it over. Okay, we are currently waiting to get those forces moved over. The US has declared war on Iraq. Probe has arrived at 10 Hygeia. We found those materials. %36% occupied. Okay, we need to get this, deploy this army down here. No. Deploy the army to... not Vienna. Bratislava, Budapest, Prague, Kyiv. Can we not get you down? Guess we have, do we have to go all the way around, I guess? Jesus Christ. Okay, deploy you out of here. We're gonna have to, we'll bring you out. Worst case, we'll bring the Russians in to help out with the occupation. Riverjack missiles. We're gonna get that pulsar drive. What do Riverjack missiles do? Large missile fragmentation warhead. 3 shots, 7-second reload. Okay, so you keep advising the
I will
EU.
help them.
At your service.
Yeah, Germany's in the EU still, which is good. Poland is not in the EU yet, but we should be able to get you in, I would imagine. 55 days. You can look at increasing unrest, I would imagine, in Canada. Yes, increase unrest in Canada, please.
The people demand justice.
Public support as well. Focus on Canada, because then we can get into the US, which is what my main goal is. Okay, armies coming over here. We do need to look at taking out some of these other territories. We can start to build some new vessels, but I'm going to wait before we get this new research. This is going to be fission reactor array, and then also the pulsar drive. Are 2 things that I want to get. Pulsar drive, there we go. Now we can do advanced pulsar drive, if I read that correctly, or we can do advanced Nerva drive. The Freistadt Union, ionic dust reactor, global listening network. We do a salamander autopsy. Rattler missiles, mountain warfare doctrine. Yeah, let's try and improve our... I mean, it's a lot of research for that. I like Artemis torpedoes. Get some torpedoes on the way. Let's have a look at designs. So we should be able to design a new ship now. Yeah, a frigate. Let's design a frigate. So that's a much larger ship. Let us go auto design, and then we will go from there. So Vipers, take these off. Okay, so weapons wise, what I want... So these are the crate missiles. These are the Viper missiles now. So Viper missiles are pretty damn powerful. So we're going to put 2 sets of Vipers on here. And then we're going to put a nose-mounted 12-inch cannon. We can only put a 10-inch gun. We'll put a 10-inch gun on. Power plant. We can put in that solid fusion reactor, which is good. We can probably put in magazines. So that should mean that we have a magazine. We'll put in 2 magazines. Cruise Delta V 96.2 kps. We're using ion drives. I want to use the new pulsar drive. There we go. That reduces how much we can realistically do, but that gives us a lot more acceleration in combat. 0.1 of a G. That, of course, does mean that we're going to need a lot of water for this. This is going to be very expensive. Reduce the water consumption, because we don't need that much range. I really don't need that much range. Get rid of the propellant tanks. That's a lot of volatiles we're going to need for this. Because I presume that's for the weapons. So we're going to look for volatile mining, really. Get rid of the back armor. A little bit on side. Let's look at the armor ratings themselves. Okay. 5,000 tons. Resources required to build a ship. This is where most of the armor comes in from. 8.2 millig's. Combat acceleration, 250 millig's on that. That's 200 water. That's 119 metals. That's 62 of those. Why is that? Is it this cost? No. Well, it's costing so many exotic metals. the engine as far as I can tell. I think it is the engine. Oh, it's this. It's going to be the titanium alloy radiator. Well, we can get the new pipe radiator in. Again, we can't really build anything too good. I'll just go for gunships then. We'll just spam gunships out. Oh, we can't do gunships. We'll do corvettes. Corvette-sized vessels. We'll do a corvette. And we will then focus on missiles. So, yeah, missile technology. So that we're going to get those Viper missiles. 10-inch gun. That costs us a bunch of resources. I'm going to get rid of the gun. I'm just going to focus on missile capability. Give it a magazine. Give it a water heat sink. Okay. Give it the better radiator. Give it the better radiator. Give it this power plant. We're using the ion drive to get 100 kps. I don't really want 100 kps. I want the pulsar drive. And then I'm going to reduce the armors where we can. And we're just going to go for low armor on these. Reduce the range to about 16 kps. Yeah, 16 kps is about 5,000 tons, 8.6 milligs, 260 milligs. Cruise acceleration, yeah. I mean, this is fine. It's a turn rate. These missiles, how much would it be to put on a additional nose gun? Not that much. That'll cost us a lot of water. The noble metals is a lot because we are going to be dealing with the waste heat because this is generating 3.2 gigawatts. It requires 3.2 gigawatts of power. This will provide us with maximum output 6 gigawatts. So we output 3.2. So that's what that cost is. It's mainly in the fission reactor. It's not very efficient. This will give us 43 power though. If we compare this with, take that gun off. If we do the new different engine, if we do ion drive, that does reduce capability by quite a bit. However, we can reduce propellant tanks and we can then buff up the ion drive, though that is a big difference in terms of power. Pulsar, that gets us 10 kps, 24 of these noble metals. That's what we need. We need more noble metals. 100 milligs in combat. And then if we put on a nose weapon, 39. We put on, I think, yeah, 4. 2 of these engines, 250, 360, 6 of these gets 500 milligs. I'm going to go for 2. We'll do 2 engines, 45 combat power. And we'll save that design. And that'll be a Corvette. So, to build that, we're going to need noble metals. We don't have those noble metals available. We have all the other resources available. So we need to look at the solar system. And we need to look at where we can find those minerals. So if we look at intelligence, where would prospecting be for these? Olympus Mons, metal-rich Martian region. That's where those resources are going to be. So Olympus Mons, we're already getting those resources out of you. No, we're not. Because you are settlement mining and you require how much power is this? 37 power. Yeah, we don't have that. I'm going to put in fission piles then. Build in space, build in space. That'll give us 20 more power. We need another one. Build in space. Let me have a look at this. Settlement mining, you're also going to need additional power. This was a mistake by me. I should have gotten additional fission. Okay, everything seems fine over here. We are getting the outpost mining complex on the way. Okay, we're going to need to wait for those to arrive to get the extra mining, but that should give us enough noble metals to be able to start looking at some actual vessels. Let me go back to our military situation, but I think that's where we are in the episode off. Hope you guys have enjoyed. Please don't like, comment, and subscribe. It really does help me out. Goodbye.